okay, guys, you guys, people are telling me there's some crazy Gwyneth Paltrow stuff. I think I saw some of it on TikTok. You know, Charlie covered it, and also I thought that Gwyneth Paltrow was actually Drew Barrymore until just now. So, my wife is in the chat really quick though. She said, "Husband, this is the best lunch I've ever had," and what she's referring to is I made food yesterday. I mean, beef and broccoli and the brown rice yesterday. And I'm obviously, as a man, I'm better cook than women. Duh. So she's loving it. That's just it. Broiled it. It was really good. It was really good. I got to make more of that. Anyway, trying to be more of a contributor at home, help my wife out. You know, she works 40 hours a week and then cooks and cleans and does everything. So I'm trying to do a little more. Anyway, let's go.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Right now, Gwyneth Paltrow is locked in a legal battle that I think has to be the most unhinged court case I have ever had the
Did she get deepfaked?
privilege of watching live.
The answer says.
It's such
but
a
that's probably
blessing.
not what this is about.
It really feels like this is a parody of the legal system, like it's some kind of old college humor skit about how court works, because I just can't believe this is real. Like, watching this Gwyneth Paltrow court case is like experiencing an episode of Psychosis without ever doing any kind of drugs or anything. It's baffling. Before even getting into the actual specifics of it, I just want to lay the groundwork real quick. She's getting sued by someone named Terry over a ski incident that happened in 2016, where Terry's claiming she ran into him and caused a brain injury as well as other injuries, and is seeking damages from that. And Gwyneth Paltrow is saying, no, she's wiggling her finger and saying, that's not what happened, Terry hit me. So now she's countersuing for $1. She's looking for $1 in damages as a result of all of this.
Is that even legal? I know that's like a weird question, but I thought that you had to like sue for at least $20, and that's like a weird thing. What is he asking for? My thing is like, let's say she caused the problem, and she caused the problem, and she actually hit him. You know, it would be fair for her to have to pay like medical bills or whatever, which is basically $7 million in America, but. But he's probably like, oh, a celebrity hit me, I'm gonna over exaggerate it, and I'm gonna ask for like way too much. You know, that's probably what the problem is. People are so greedy. Like, I'd be like, oh, you hit me, like just pay for my medical bills and like a a sweet 10 grand on top of that. You know what I'm saying, baby? I'm just kidding, but you get my point. Or maybe she really fucked him up. I don't know.
So already the case itself is delivering on the goofiness, but what elevates this and brings it to a higher level and turns that dial from goofy, blowing all the way past wacky, and even teetering on silly, is the fact that the two lawyers that are representing them feel like they've never practiced law in their entire life. I wouldn't be surprised to learn this is their first case, or that this is all just one big publicity stunt and these are two actors pretending to be lawyers.
Yeah, like Just Mathis.
About 11, she hears... Suddenly she sees, and a man comes up right behind her. It's like they begin falling to the right.
Okay. Hey, listen, I would come up right behind her too, if you know. I mean, who wouldn't? You know what I mean? I'm just saying it. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, dude. I got that dog in me. You know what I mean? I got that dog in me. All right, it's inappropriate. Please stop.
And he hits down, side, and his head, and so she's pulling.
This guy's good. I like him. Dancing.
He's like, no. The whole thing. Younger woman. Not younger. Young. Does that say said? I can't read it.
No, I know it's not exactly.
That guy was kind of hitting moves. That was pretty good. Hold on. I want to see something real quick. Let's see how it looks from here. Kind of want to just kind of. Let's see how again. I want to see him dancing again. There we go. There we go. That was a little cringe, but it's better. You shoot 100% of the shots you don't take. So
It's not.
Do a little super cut here.
Does that say said? I can't read it.
Now, I know it's not exactly fair to do a little supercut here of his explanation of the situation, but if you just watch the whole thing, it's not much clearer. It really feels like he's trying to recall a nightmare he had after taking NyQuil. Like, he's just trying to recall this dream, and he's not getting it across clearly. Like, even my cat was confused. Like, she came in here and jumped up while I was watching this live, and must have overheard some of his explanation, and then immediately just got the fuck away and went over there, and it's been hanging out ever since. The thing is, like, he's presenting like he's nervous. He's actually delivering his side of the situation like I would deliver a class project back in college, where I'm presenting to the class and I've got the butterflies in my tummy, so I'm fumbling all my words, I can't get any of my thoughts out clearly. Like, it just does seem that he has a problem with public speaking, which I've never really seen from a lawyer before. And it's not like his opposing lawyer,
especially like an older lawyer. Like, I could see why like a young person would have like would, you know, be a little bit nervous, but like an older person, you'd think he'd been practicing law for like 30 years, you know? Maybe he just thinks the case is preposterous. He's looking for that payday, baby. Baby. They were just hoping that Gwyneth would settle for like the small amount of money or something, and she's fighting it. But she has nothing better to do. Does she even make movies anymore? Like, I don't even know. But I'm getting my shit pushed so hard today. It's crazy. I don't know, man. It's making my penis sad.
Opponent here in this legal combat is any better. In fact, she seems like she's just more of a fangirl of Gwyneth Paltrow, and all of her questions are just kind of conversation starters for small talk between them. And keep in mind, this lawyer is representing Terry, so she's supposed to be grilling Gwyneth Paltrow and trying to like prove that Terry's the one that's telling the truth and he deserves to win the case. But when I listen to her statements, it really just feels like she's like internally freaking out because she's getting to meet and talk with Gwyneth Paltrow. It's so weird.
Hey, good friends with Taylor Swift? No.
Overruled?
You're not good friends with Taylor Swift.
I would not say we're good friends. We are friendly. I've taken my kids.
Are you friends with Taylor Swift? Can you get me into a concert? I'm just wondering, because the case closed if you can. What the fuck kind of question is that? What's the There's no context that could ever make that justifiable, right? This is weird.
Kids to one of her concerts before, but we don't talk very often.
You've never given Miss Swift personal, intimate gifts for Christmas.
She got Tourette's?
Relevance, or I would like a bench trial.
Well, she's just said that she wasn't friends with her, so I'm inquiring on that.
I was half expecting.
Well, have you ever got... This is where she's going. Oh, are you friends with Taylor Swift? Oh, no? Have you ever gotten her gifts? Okay. Well, why haven't you got me gifts if you're not friends with Taylor Swift? We're not friends. Where's my gift? It's a good line of questioning. You guys just don't understand it. Because you guys don't think... You guys aren't thinking the way that a champion would think. That's the problem here.
This lawyer to then turn around and say, if you give me some free Taylor Swift tickets, I'll go ahead and drop this whole case right now and throw Terry to the fucking wolves here. Like, these interactions don't lead to anything. I tried to get the context on what the fuck the thought process here even was with bringing up Taylor Swift out of the blue, and it's apparently because Taylor Swift also did some kind of lawsuit for like $1 in damages as a countersuit back in like 2017 or some shit, but it's still completely irrelevant to the whole case here. It doesn't really serve a purpose to try and establish a connection between Gwyneth Paltrow and Taylor Swift, because that has nothing to do with getting to the bottom of this ski incident and who's at fault and who should be awarded the damages. Now, while we don't know who's fully at fault for the ski incident right now, I do know that you're at fault for bad fashion choices if you decide to miss out on the new Moist Global Swamp Core line. It's our new swamp wear, very Duck Dynasty-esque, beautiful garbs.
0F Pestilence Super Shattered $1.99. Here's my 2 months since I can't do it mobile.
Well, thank you. Let's watch. What is this that he's selling? Pants. Wow, a shirt. Hat. Knife. Wow. Gun. I thought that was a different person. Oh, there is a different person. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Let me just skip past this. Swamp Core.
Every time the lawyers ask questions, it just reminds me of that scene from Godzilla.
I will say, the Swamp Core thing reminds me, there's this guy on TikTok who goes into the Everglades constantly, and he just fucks with alligators, and it's actually insane. The real man. That's all I have to say, dude. Fuck the manosphere. This guy's a fucking crazy goober. That's all I'm saying.
Godzilla 2014, where he says, let them fight, referring to the kaijus, but instead of it being giant monsters here, it's giant fucking weirdos. Everyone involved in this case is weird. You all know I'm not a big fan of Gwyneth Paltrow and Goop in particular.
Why?
I think Goop is downright dangerous at times.
What are we talking about?
Best, extremely stupid. In fact, I'm surprised she hasn't gone to trial for her scam of a candle, This Smells Like My Vagina. I made a whole review on that candle, and I promise you, no vagina has ever smelled like that candle. It was fraudulent.
Is it
was
real?
misleading advertisement. It was completely false. It did not smell like her vagina, and I'm
Hey, listen, if the candle smells like vinegar and old garbage, I've smelled some candles like that. I've smelled something like that before. Some people they could use a little more education and cleanliness. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy stuff. Some of you girls, I feel bad for women. I feel like it's harder to keep a vagina clean than a penis. I do understand that, but I mean, if it's a natural thing and you're cleaning it and it still smells like fucking old vinegar and because that's just, I don't know how else to describe it. Then maybe you need to work on your diet or something, because holy moly, I'm gonna throw up. You know what I mean? Thank God I don't have that problem anymore. So
I'm very confident. In fact, I might even go for a lawsuit to see if they can put Gwyneth Paltrow's pussy on the stand so we can all smell it and compare it to her candle. But that's a can of worms for a different day.
it's a real thing.
Point is, I'm not a Gwyneth Paltrow fan, and Terry went on the stand today, and after hearing him, I'm certainly not a Terry fan. I don't know who's at fault here. Gwyneth Paltrow moves around and acts like an evil rich supervillain, so I definitely do think there's a chance that she is the one that just blasted Terry because she's not good at skiing and then had no empathy and left him there. That's super possible, but I also think it's equally possible that Terry is a shitty skier and a pathological liar who has been chasing this potential bag for 7 years, because originally he was seeking $3.1 million in damages, but it got thrown out due to them ruling it wasn't a hit and run. So he came back and is doing it again, but this time for a lower amount of $300,000 in damages. So it really feels like both people are fucking weird. But before showing you Terry, I want to show you one more best of moment from Gwyneth Paltrow's lawyer, who tries to see if they can bring in treats for the bailiffs.
This private security for my client wanted to bring in treats for the bailiffs for how helpful they've been. So I wanted to do that transparently and see if there are any objections.
What's happening? Treats for the bailiffs? What the fuck?
Okay. There's an objection.
Okay, so I will let them know.
Let them know, thank you, but no thank you.
Shit.
I mean, you should have asked us first, frankly.
To be honest with you, if I was one of the bailiffs, I'd be a little angry right now. I'd be like, I do want a treat. You know what I mean? I don't understand. By the way, when I was in Pennsylvania, they had these at the supermarket. They had these really interesting dog treats that looked like human jerky. My wife wouldn't let me buy them. It's part of a podcast that I do, or a vlog my wife and I did on a channel called Rob and Dan. Maybe I'll link it in the description if you guys are interested. No, I'm just not completely. I'm not plugging it or anything. I'm just saying that it's interesting to you.
It hasn't been done. I know, you should have asked us first. We can talk about it, but you just sprung on us now. So we object.
Yeah, true.
What do you find out about the jury?
This guy actually feels like a camp counselor and they're on a school field trip or something. Like, holy shit. So the treats were shot down. They put the kibosh on that. But they were open to negotiate. In fact, they get into a little bit of a tiff, a slight argument about, well, if you'd only, asked us before and discussed it, I mean, maybe we could have all had treats together, maybe even a little pizza party.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't give us notice, you sprung it up out of nowhere. You ambushed us with it, so nope, not anymore. Now none of us get to enjoy any of these baked goods.
Yep. Hey,
You
let's
asked
don't bring
about
hey,
the press
hey.
conference, and
But also, it's just for the bailiffs. Like, if you don't bring it up for the whole class, you can't be messing around with that kind of stuff. Got to be fair. You know what I mean? We gotta have equal opportunity dog treats for everybody. Okay, you gotta be better for everybody. I'm just saying, be a little more considerate next time. Now, as a fat person, I always bring enough for people if I bring a treat, and the reason is because I bring enough. The amount I eat is enough for everybody always, because I eat so much. That's why I'm fat.
referring to Ms. Paltrow as King Kong.
What?
Were you referring to her as King Kong or the noise that you heard?
That's leading her on.
What did King Kong refer to?
I got to watch this whole
King Kong ain't got shit on me. You know what I'm saying?
whole segment unfold live, and my God, what a treat. So right now the line of questioning is about King Kong and explaining why he said King Kong. And this is Terry's response.
My apologies to Ms. Paltrow, because my intention got twisted up in my intentions, and was to say sounded like a lady getting chased by King Kong out of the jungle. It was that kind of I'm really scared.
What?
He clarifies that the sound he was hearing reminded him of a woman being chased by King Kong out of the jungle.
Doesn't make sense.
So that cleared all of that up, luckily.
Okay.
Another question that I feel gets pretty much fucking nowhere.
There was some testimony from Ms. Paltrow again that she was hit in the back by a very large man, or that there was a very large man. Could you just step down for just a moment?
Yeah. Such as King Kong would be a very large man. Got attacked by King Kong. Makes perfect sense to me. Frankly, I think that he should get whatever damages he wants.
Terry, do you... No, right here. Right here. Do you consider yourself a very large man?
Many times I wish I was, but no.
I can't even hear what they're saying. But hey, cool.
Finally, real evidence to poke holes in Gwyneth Paltrow's story. She said, apparently, that she was hit from behind by a large man. So, in order to prove that this is a false claim, she brings Terry out to just embarrass him. Like, he is not a large man, this is a small man. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Hey. This is an example of small privilege. Let's be real, okay? Everybody's like, oh, you're so tall, Pop. I got 6'4". That's so awesome. People must love it. You know what, dude? People think I'm intimidating. They think I'm threatening. I have to watch my own existence. I don't want to scare people, okay? Also, look at me. I look like a racist fucking conservative, okay? It's crazy. I can't even hide it. You know how many people get to be racist and not hide it? I have to. Everybody knows. I'm just fucking around. Everybody knows. Please leave me alone. Stop yelling at me on the street.
Is a manlet.
Damn.
He just puts him on blast like that. Terry, my brother, I am also on this small...
Last time I heard the manlet was like a long time ago when I was like going to the gym with my friend, and there was like this short guy that was at the gym, and for whatever reason, this guy was like, he seemed like he was compensating with just the way that he worked out, and he was very loud about it. You know what I mean? Loud about working out, and it comes off, and we're like, oh, what a manlet, because he's being very loud. And look at me, he was a good-looking guy. I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying,
Side. I'm 5'6". If someone called me out to prove a point that there's no way this whole case is real because Charlie is too fucking short to fit this definition, he's too much of a goddamn hobbit for this to be true, I would have just said, it's not worth it, please. The shame is too much for me to bear. Let that claim be accurate. Let the large man claim stick. That's fine. We can fight on every point.
I am a large
man. Please let the large man stay in the record as truthful. Don't fucking have the jury point and laugh at me because I'm short. Like, good lord, this was... I mean, I understand what the thought process was here, like, trying to prove that, she can't be a reliable source of information since she says it was a large man that hit her and Terry's not that big, but I mean, holy shit, it's still a wild thing to watch unfold like this.
You've been here for a number of days, you've heard all the doctors testify, your entire life has now been broadcast to the world.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been fleshed out, and anyone up here I think would feel the same way. Very painful.
In fact, I think you just told me back there, well, I can never go on another dating site again.
Objection! Terry can go on any dating site he wants. Sustained.
Why can't he go on a dating site anymore? He's the guy that sued Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean, if you're that old and you're still dating, I don't know what's going on. There might be other problems in your life. I'm not trying to be a rude person. I'm just saying, like, that's probably not the biggest issue. But my point is that, like, what are you talking? Why can't you go to a fucking dating site? I don't understand the logic behind that. Am I like an idiot? Do I just not understand it? I don't get it. Holy fuck. Get my ass fucking twisted. Okay.
Again, this is just simply a line of questioning. Maybe I'm too dumb to understand. What does this have to do with anything? It's a public trial, so of course, on both sides, a ton of information is going to come to light to the public. So I'm unsure of where this was supposed to lead. Maybe it was supposed to make people feel like bad for Terry, like on the stand, like, oh man, this guy.
Yeah, like he got into an accident and it was clearly not his fault. It was the other person's fault. And now he has to defend himself publicly, but everybody thinks that he's like a silly goose, and like that's pretty much what he's going through.
He's had his whole life laid out in front of everyone now. I guess I'm not really sure, but it just doesn't really seem super pertinent to the actual issue here.
Yeah, I'm classifying it as an insult, but it's absolutely ignoring me, ignorance, and that's what it felt like. It's like, what is going on here? This is obviously an issue that someone needs to be accountable for, and if they're never accountable, what are they going to do? They're going to do it again. Now we have the molesting of young children on an island.
Your Honor,
denial.
This is ridiculous.
What the fuck? What happened? I thought this was over a ski incident. Who got molested? What the fuck? What is happening? Did like fucking Epstein take control of her or something? I don't understand.
Ridiculous testimony. He's talking about.
And as to relevance, the last part, the jury should disregard.
Now you can see things going a little off the rails here. So
the
question that brought this section up was, is the lawsuit important to you? Which again is one of those fucking galaxy brain questions, those chess master moves I can't quite process, because fucking obviously the lawsuit's important. He's been pursuing it for years now. I mean, Jesus Christ, clearly it's important. And it led to this situation where he's saying if he doesn't do something, it's just going to happen again, and then it leads to the molesting of children on an island. So that's a lot to take in right there. That's a lot to digest. I think he's talking about the Epstein Island and the Epstein book. I don't know if Gwyneth Paltrow's name was in Epstein's flight logs on his lists, but I certainly wouldn't be surprised if it was. Half of Hollywood was taking trips to Epstein's Island. Bunch of goddamn evil freaks.
True.
But I don't understand exactly how we got to that point in this case here, and I also like the statement preceding it.
Hey, this guy's just using this case as a way to try to fight against Epstein, you know? That's the real criminal, guys. We need to do more about that. Okay? Somebody needs to frame his death or something. Okay? Shouldn't be able to get away with this. I'm just saying, dude. I'm also joking. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Gwyneth Paltrow,
joke.
She'd do it again. As if like she's just this absolutely rambunctious villain on the slopes out there that is constantly running into people out there like a fucking pinball, just actually bulldozing everyone she can, and it's up to Terry to stop her.
I didn't think I was going to
put
into
an end
that.
to her reign of tyranny on those slopes because she just keeps hitting people. It's as you can see, this whole case, this whole trial is wild.
You've said you've shrunk and lost weight since the incident, right?
Well, I gained, I ballooned.
Okay. Now, when we stand you up, you've lost like 15 pounds and shrunk 3 inches, right? Yes or no?
I have no idea. I guess yes.
You guys
just
shorter?
Days ago, you said I was 175 to 80 and 5'8". Remember?
I said that not here. Oh, you know what?
In this very trial.
Overruled.
What the hell's happening?
I said that. It's because the VA records weighs you with all your clothes and everything on, and I knew that's what you were reading. Was what
clothes
the VA
don't
reported.
give you 3 inches. You with me?
Heels do.
Did you have heels on?
No, not the time.
I'm so confused.
All right.
Now the tables have turned again. Phoenix Wright is back, and he's grilling him on a potential lie here, stating that he had said that he was heavier and taller than he actually is, and says that you stated that you were 5'8", but as we've seen today, you're closer to 5'5". How did you lose 3 inches so quickly? That doesn't.
I mean, that's just typical short people will lie about their height. Let's be real, okay? 5'8" is really like fucking 5'2". Let's be real, guys. Okay, and then fat people, of course, will lie about how fat they are. Let's be real. They'll do one of these. They'll take a picture like this. Oh my god, guys! Yeah, you don't want to see that double chin or triple. I do want to see a triple whopper though.
Doesn't make any sense. It's not like you set the height setting from wumbo to mini. So what the fuck is going on here? This seems like a lie, and that's kind of the line of question he's going down. The whole thing is just such a weird trial. Like, I feel like half the time they're not even focused on the actual skiing incident. It just goes in all of these completely different directions that you'll never see coming. These plot twists in this trial are wild. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because I got to watch a good chunk of it today, and it's something special. So yeah, I just wanted to go over it a little bit. That's about it. So yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna try to beat this fucking boss, even though I'm like doing so bad on this run.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.